Buenas tardes y buen bonitos y todos. Good afternoon and welcome everyone. Welcome to a community dedicated to providing spiritual tools for living a happy and full life. My name is Karina Shear and I am the spiritual director and founding minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta. If you would like to join us for the live Zoom meeting, please contact me for the link and the password. Today is Sunday, June 26, 2022. We are continuing with our annual theme, which is Living Everyday Wonder. The topic for this month of June is body. And the topic for this week is the one body. Each week we open with a spiritual practice called Affirmative Prayer, also known as spiritual mind treatment. And this is a powerful tool and a practical tool that helps to shift our consciousness so that we are open and available to accept the good that is already present in our life. It aligns our thoughts with all good. So let's move into today's service with intention, as we do each week with a reading from the Creative Thought magazine. And today I'll be reading from June 29, 2014. Just a reminder, spiritual mind treatment is always done in the first person. So I invite you to take these words as your own if you so choose. The one intelligence creating and sustaining the universe and divine order expresses in, through, and as me, as clarity, order, and peace. I am an individualized expression of it. In the consciousness of this unity, I confidently and wisely set my priorities and easily accomplish that which I choose. I complete all my projects intelligently, accepting intuitive guidance from the infinite expressing as me. Keeping my mind clear, I now willingly release any thoughts, feelings, or things not reflecting my clarity. There is no reality to confusion, clutter, chaos, or indecision. Everything in my life is clear and in perfect order and is manifesting as peaceful living. In this moment of focused awareness, I create a new beginning. I give my attention only to that which nurtures and supports me in my spiritual unfolding. Knowing that the point of power is always in the present moment, I embrace all the good this present moment offers me. I immerse myself in the gifts of peace, calm, clarity, and order, claiming these as the natural way of my being in the world. Accepting this truth as completed in divine mind, I gratefully release and know it is now done, and so it is. And that was originally submitted by Reverend Nancy Fagan from Jacksonville, Florida. And so as we do each week as well, let's together review our purpose, vision, and mission statements. We have a grand purpose here each week, and that is to awaken and celebrate diversity and to love and serve our community. And we do this by means of our vision, which is to educate and support each other so we can create the life we desire that works for us right now. And we do this by means of our mission, which is to provide spiritual tools for personal growth and transformation. So please know that here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta, we are an open and inviting center that welcomes everyone. Here we teach the philosophy of science and mind, but we also honor all paths and all religions. So no matter what your background, you are welcome here. So as I mentioned, we teach a philosophy called Science of Mind, and it's a teaching based on new thought and ancient wisdom. And we offer spiritual tools and principles to promote personal growth, such as our opening spiritual mind treatment. And like I said, we honor diversity in all aspects so that we can see and appreciate the great oneness that already exists everywhere and with everyone. When Dr. Ernest Holmes founded this teaching in the 1920s, he had studied both Eastern and Western spiritual texts in order to create the Science of Mind, which focuses on the individual use of thoughts and this powerful thing called the mind. When asked to provide a concise definition of the Science of Mind teaching, he replied that it is a correlation of laws of science, opinions of philosophy, and revelations of religion applied to human needs and aspirations. So if you have any questions or comments, you can either post them here online, wherever you are watching the replay, chat with me in person, or send me a direct email, and I'll be sure to respond. So this week, it's been a heavy week. And we are exploring how our bodies are truly living communication devices with a line directly to source. When we learn to listen to what our bodies are telling us, we move into flow with the one and can experience a full, gentle, authentic life. This week, we are exploring how our bodies are a powerful tool for the divine, manifesting whatever is imprinted in first cause. We can work both top up from mind to body, top down from mind to body, or bottom up from body to mind, to experience the reciprocal relationship with God throughout the body. Your body is a communication device with your inner thoughts and God. Use it. We can use our bodies to feel into the holy moment before us, being completely present to the here and now. Our bodies are more than containers walking our consciousness around. They are the exact point in space and time where we are pressed from limitless possibilities into perfect and precise expression. The body is not somehow separate from the spirit. It is a spiritual thing in its own right. Every single structure and process of the bodies are amazing when we really take time to think about it. The complexity of our functions require an intricate symphony of our bodies, all our bodies, not just the ones that fit into traditional definitions of health or social perfection. Pull them off. These functions, pull these off. Our bodies pull these functions off in astonishing ways. Our cells dance and divide this divine dance like a ballet. Every breath that we breathe is spirit, rushing more and more into this moment, this space, which we occupy via our miraculous and wondrous bodies. Our bodies are part of the fullness of God, divine expressing itself in as many ways as it can. By getting acquainted with the activity of God through our body, by assessing our intuition, our gut feeling, by listening to those nudges, and at times the shouting from our bodies, directing our lives, we move into a deeper experience of the mystery of God and harmonious, ecstatic lives. Ernest Holmes said this: if the spirit or divine intelligence has seen fit to give us a physical body, it would be absurd to think of the body as an illusion unworthy of our attention. Rather, we should think of the body as a spiritual instrument now. So this month, we've talked about both loving our bodies and feeling their feelings, and how often we suppress or lock down certain expressions into our bodies in ways that can create pain or other physical symptoms. As we learn to listen to these suppressed signals, we also discover that our bodies are constantly communicating with us, and we can tap into that joy and support of these messages that it is sharing with us. As has already been said, but is worth repeating, our bodies are not separate from spirit. And engaging with our bodies is not separate from engaging our spirituality. The body is worth attention and love for the very fact that the divine mind saw fit to manifest them. Our bodies are spiritual instruments, and we can learn to turn closer to God by developing the patience and attunement to listen to them deeply. Ernest Holmes wrote this: body is mental and spiritual. Body is not to be denied. We are to affirm that body is a combination of spiritual ideas harmoniously expressing life. So here's a story that I'd like to share that I'm sure each of us can relate to, or at least I can. A young woman had recently graduated from nursing school and took a position as an ICU nurse, intensive care. Through school and in her training at her new job, nursing intuition was frequently referred to. This intuition was given nearly as much attention as other objective, measurable signs about a patient's condition. She had been assured in school that nursing intuition would develop over time. One night, as she assessed her patient and surveyed the room, something felt wrong. She felt a little queasy, a little stiff, and her gut was telling her something was off. She couldn't put a finger on it. The most recent labs all looked okay. The vital signs on the monitor were within the parameters. The patient's assessment didn't show anything deeply outside the expected findings, given that they were in the ICU. Still, she spoke to the doctor and other nurses. Something just isn't right. I can feel it. Within hours, the patient went from stable to critical. Their blood pressure dropped drastically, their lungs started to decline, and their heart rate got very high. Because this nurse had listened to her gut feeling, the doctors and other nurses nearby were already on alert. Help and resources were immediately available. They had already started running tests to see if anything wasn't working the way it should be. New medications were ordered to stabilize the patient. And even though it looked for a few minutes like they might go into cardiac arrest, they didn't. The medical team was able to react quickly, and the patient ended up healing well because the medical team knew to trust that gut feeling, that inner intuition. In The Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes wrote this: the physical body exists that the soul may function on this plane. Body is not an unreality, quite the reverse. It is a divine and perfect reality when rightly understood. So we can begin to experience a deeper, very profound intuition by bringing our bodies into conversations with our minds. The body is the biggest and most expressive antenna that we have, and it is tuned straight into the divine. By learning to listen to its guidance, our intuition, our gut feeling, we can experience life more fully and more authentically. Our bodies will tell us what we need to know if we listen. How many times have you had a headache that conveniently showed up when there was an event that you didn't want to attend, but didn't feel comfortable saying it as such? If we ignore our intuition and our personal desires, the body will respond with signals to point us back in the right direction and away from what it does not serve. When ignored, this can show up as pain or disease. When respected, this can create a state of give and take, a state of flow between the one mind and the individual mind. As many of you probably already know, my first husband was very abusive in many ways. I've shared this many times before. After our divorce, and for many years thereafter, my body would feel horrible for a day or two, sometimes more, including intense headaches during the month of May. Both my children were born in May, and I at first just assumed that perhaps it was related to memories of labor during childbirth. And then I started working on healing myself and my past, including past traumas, and realized that it was always occurring on or during the week of our wedding anniversary. Once I dealt with the mental cause, the physical pain disappeared. Mark Nepo wrote this: how do we begin then to inhabit our destiny of being here? I believe it starts with reverence and listening, with honoring every bit of life we encounter. So what keeps us from listening to the wisdom of our bodies? What is it that makes the still, small voice that whispers through our mind acceptable? Yet the soft whisper or screeching sirens through our bodies are dismissed as only a condition and not given the opportunity to teach us what they're trying to teach us. Your body is the place where your individual soul presses against the one soul, the vehicle that lets you participate in the experience of this world. Even if its guidance feels off or confusing, what would it be like to trust this divine instrument? We do not have to understand every insight, intuition, or inclination that we receive through our body, but we might find that The more we truly listen to it, the more it makes sense. The more we practice listening, the more we are able to be in the present and in the awareness of God happening through each of us and our bodies right here. Adrienne Marie Brown wrote this: "We have been raised to fear the yes within ourselves, our deepest cravings, but once recognized, those which do not enhance our future lose their power and can be altered." So in conclusion, our bodies are individualized expressions of the body of God. We are accustomed to dismissing them, our bodies, and somehow thinking that we should transcend the physical. But by leaning deeply into the physical, we can have a deep experience of communion with the divine. Our bodies are divine instruments created so that we can experience this life and can be used to enhance that experience and serve as a connecting point between the physical reality in which we live and the spiritual reality of who we are. These are not opposites, simply two aspects of the same whole. By listening to our bodies, we listen to the divine's instruction and guidance for our lives. This week, take time to really notice what your body is telling you and follow its advice. What shifts, insights, or ahas might you have if you use this magnificent tool? And I'll leave you with these words from Sonia Renee Taylor. Oh, sorry, I bypassed that. When we liberate ourselves from the expectation that we must have all things figured out, we enter a sanctuary of empathy. And that leads us to our affirmation for the week. I listen to my body, knowing it is speaking as God. So now is our time of mindful giving and financial support of our spiritual home. We rely on your support to continue our center here in Puerto Vallarta so that we can continue offering this powerful teaching of the science of mind. And we bless the financial gifts that you give today. Every donation is greatly appreciated, whether it's $5 or $50, or even just the cost of a cup of coffee. Donations can be made using PayPal through our website, which is www.cslpv.org. So once you arrive on the landing page, you'll see a donate button. And when you click on that, it will redirect you to your PayPal account, where you can make your donation in whichever manner you choose. Alternatively, if you still like to write out checks, then you can do so and address it to CSLPV, number 403, 2125 Birch Road, Kelowna, BC, V1Y8N1. And so if you'd like to join me in our Offertory Affirmations, I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I do give eternal thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. So just a few reminders. If you would like to have a one-on-one connection for a spiritual mind treatment to assist you with your emotions or any change or whatever it is that you're experiencing in life or want more of, please connect with me. And if you would like to commit to being a member of CSL Puerto Vallarta for this current year, or if you would like to be on our upcoming Board of Trustees, please contact us so that you can be sent the current forms. I'd also like to remind you to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and Facebook page. If you are interested in learning more about the Science of Mind teaching, we are offering a course called Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life, which is being held online. And this course will be offered again in late September or early October. So please connect with me or check our website to find out further details. And let us know if there's any other course or workshop or book study that you would be interested in taking so that we can plan dates for these as well. And let's continue with practicing peace. We can each be a force for peace and nonviolence. Our words and our actions can create ripples of peace all around us and beyond. Peaceful living includes acting with compassion, kindness, and consideration. And it also includes standing up against injustice. May peace and love be with you. Thank you for coming and sharing this time together. Peace and blessings to all. Namaste.